Hi, welcome back to the channel. As you can see by the title of today's video, how I earned my first million by hosting travel nurses. If you're tired of being stuck in the same place financially year after year, this video is for you. If you tried to start a savings plan and for some reason now that in the new year you're still stuck in the same place, this video is for you. If you could use an extra $1,000 a month to even $1,500 a month, this video is for you. Sit back, relax, and let me tell you how I've earned my first million. You see, I house these travel nurses in two different ways. Some of these houses I own outright, and the other I use a technique called rental arbitrage, but that's saved for another video. And in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how I got started, how to find tenants, how to furnish the unit, how much it actually costs to get started, and then finally the big profit reveal, and I'll reveal how much I'm actually making from each unit on a monthly basis. You see, when I started in this business 3 years ago, my full intention was to start just to make some passive income. I just needed an extra $1,000 a month just to continue on the path to financial freedom. And I started with one unit, and finally I got to 30 units to where I am today. And I've noticed how easy it is once I actually get started. And now I'm excited to tell you all about it so that you too can make your first million by hosting travel nurses. These travel nurses are traveling across the world and providing their services from hospital to hospital. And of course, they don't want to travel around with a TV and a couch everywhere. Well, that's where you and I step in. It's up to us to furnish these units, list these units, and then finally allow these tenants to move in and stay for 13 weeks on average at a time. And this business has completely changed my life. It's changed the financial trajectory for my family, and I'm excited to tell you all about it and how you too can finally get in the game. I find these tenants in 4 different ways. Number one being FurnishFinder.com. This is the #1 website for traveling healthcare professionals when it comes to searching for housing. These tenants are able to reach directly out to the host, meaning you and I, and then we can connect on the platform. After the initial connection is made, I then send them a lease agreement, I collect my own payments, etc. Unlike Airbnb, if they were to book through there, Airbnb would have to take their fees and they pay Airbnb directly. Unlike Furnish Finder, they pay me directly. And so I like that because you have a little bit more control. Number 2 is TurboTenant.com. TurboTenant is almost like the one-stop shop for all things rentals. Once you list on TurboTenant, TurboTenant will automatically blast your listing to about 10 different hosting sites, making it much easier for you as a host. Number 3 is going to be Facebook groups. Never underestimate the power of social media when it comes to marketing for your listing. You can type in like Midwest Travel Nurses. All of these travel nursing groups will pop up and you can upload your photos and voila, you are revealed to all these potential new tenants. Never underestimate the power of social media. Number 4 is going to be recruiting companies. After all, these are the people who are actually hiring these travel nurses. So take advantage of reaching out to them directly. I'm sure they have a whole Rolodex of travel nurses who are ready to come to your market. And of course, they need to find hosts. That's where you and I step in. Recruiting companies is great. Don't underestimate it. When it comes to furnishing the unit, think of everything that you would need if you were staying somewhere 13 weeks at a time. That means a couch, a queen-size bed, a coffee maker, silverware, cups, mugs. And you know what? I think this is a great segue. Comment down below everything that you would need if you were staying somewhere 13 weeks at a time. All of the essentials. I want to hear it in the comments. Now that we've found a place, we've got our furniture, it's time for photos. Never underestimate the power of your smartphone when it comes to taking photos. And of course, you may want to throw a filter on it, but I've never hired out for photography. You can go right in, snap some photos, throw a nice filter on it, maybe brighten it up a little bit, and voila. Take pride in your photos because at the end of the day, this is what will separate you from your competition. The first thing that the tenants see are your photos. Make sure they stand out accordingly. Now that we've taken the photos, we've clicked upload. Wow, we have someone interested. Well, how do I close the deal? Number 1 thing, you want to let your listing do the selling. At the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, these tenants are going to reach out to you, which tells you one thing. They're already interested. Let your listing do the selling. I equate this to a car dealership. If you walk into a car dealership, that means that 10 times out of 10, you need a car. Same thing when it comes to housing. These people are not going to reach out to you if they don't need a place to live. So let your listing do the selling. And the first thing that I lead with are any amenities that they will have access to. This will be the second thing that will probably stand out from your listing. Number one being photos, second thing being the amenities. So that means I'm telling them about a pool that they may have access to, 24-hour fitness center, maybe a lounge in the complex. These things are all amenities that will separate you from the competition. And a lot of times these people are reaching out to 1 to 2 different hosts at a time. Make sure you stand out and make sure you lead with that on the call. Next up are any attractions that they'll have access to in the area within a short walk or a short drive. Keep in mind, these people are likely coming from out of state, so they're not familiar with the area. After their recruiter, you are the first person who they're talking to about coming to that city. So attractions such as maybe a zoo or any restaurants, make sure that you lead with this, because that will make them feel way more comfortable when coming to your city and especially to your new unit. I'm then leading to any fees that may be associated with their stay. Maybe this is any utilities, cleaning fees, pet fees, maintenance fees. Make sure you let them know this ahead of time. And 9 times out of 10, these travelers expect for there to be fees. So make sure you add them on accordingly. And then, of course, finally, I'm telling them how I collect payments and then my overall onboarding process. For me, as mentioned, I send out my own contract lease agreement. I send this out electronically. I automatically receive a notification once they sign that. And then, of course, I'm telling them how I collect payments. I collect payments through either Venmo, Zelle, or Cash App. I don't do cash. It has to be one of those 3 options. On occasion, I'll allow credit cards, but I do charge an extra 4.5% charge for that. So make sure that all of these things are in place and relayed over your call. Some things that you need to be aware of when you're starting this business is that it is a business. A lot of times people get into this and they've never ran a business before. It needs to be treated as such. And also, when running this business, cleaning is your number one key. If your unit isn't clean, nothing will go right. Referrals are real, and word of mouth is also real. There's most likely not a lot of hosts in your particular market, so word will travel fast. Make sure your unit is spotless, and it's very smart to hire out professionally for that. That way, these cleaners are A, they're getting paid, and B, they're going to take pride in that because they want to continue to get work. So make sure that cleaning is always taking number one priority in your business. Finally, the big profit reveal. How much am I actually making on a monthly basis per unit by hosting travel nurses? On average, my base rent is $1,500, and that's really all in. That's parking, utilities, etc. $1,500. And on average, I'm bringing in anywhere from $2,500 to $3,000 a month in revenue. And so now you see why exactly I love this business. It's been completely life-changing. Again, I started with 1, and now I have 30. And that's why I'm here to tell you all about it and how you too can start this business. And also, I wanted to add that I have plenty of spots left for my one-on-one coaching. This gets you into the game and it allows you firsthand access to me. Obviously, there's a fee involved, but I wish I would have had this to start out. I can't wait to see you there, and I put a link in the description. You'll be able to click on that right after you got done watching this video. Look, if you made it this far, be sure to give a comment down below, and of course, subscribe. I'm dropping weekly videos all about hosting travel nurses. This is exactly how you get out of the rat race and level up. I'll see you next week in another video.